All right, this is a true story, right? Years ago, just after Titanfall 2 was released, and it kind of semi-bombed in sales because EA released it at the worst possible time. That completely fucked that game,
It's
okay?
just EA in general.
There was Vince Zampella and an EA PR representative was sitting down being interviewed by a games journalist. And this journalist asks, what's going to happen with the future of the franchise? And Vince Zampella says, well, it's reviewing really well. Sales, it's a bit too early to tell. But if things go well, then hopefully there'll be another Titanfall game. And then this PR person from EA said, oh yes, we're deeply committed to the franchise. And then Vince Zampella said, the head of Respawn, he said, yeah, whatever the fuck that means. Like,
got him!
Yeah, it was great, bro. Who's the man?
Now we know whatever the fuck that means.
Yeah.
Because just now, like a few hours ago, EA and Respawn announced Apex Legends. It's a free-to-play Battle Royale shooter that's out right now on PS4, Xbox, and PC. But it also means that there's no Titanfall 3. Like, yeah. So this news was originally leaked by The Quartering, and then it was picked up by a number of other outlets. It turns out that a whole bunch of streamers were flown to this location, and they were able to play this game early, and then they started sort of talking about it, and different publications went with it and whatever else.
Totally.
Everyone was like, is this happening? Is it not? Yes, it is happening, and we just found out today because it was announced, and it's now out to play.
So
what are the details?
What
Sam?
is it actually? Okay, guys. So number one, it is a Battle Royale game. Okay, so we've never seen a Battle Royale game.
It's a
before.
whole new thing.
It's a new
to be
thing.
honest.
I think people are just trying it and see if it goes.
I'm skeptical.
Who knows, right?
Shut your fucking...
It's going to be like a team Battle Royale. You cannot go into the field by yourself. You have to join a matchmaking queue, put you in a team of 3 and I don't think we've ever seen that before. Like, honestly, I don't think
Nothing that's I think all Battle Royale games I've played allow you to play
to
solo.
Exactly.
This one forces you to be match-made with people, or you can go into a squad of 3 of your choice.
Yep.
You cannot go into the game solo. It's like Rainbow Six Siege or Overwatch or whatever else.
Totally. Speaking of Overwatch, it's also a hero-style Battle Royale. There'll be abilities.
Justice reigns from above.
There'll be 8 characters to choose from. I'm sure they'll, make the roster bigger in future. But what else do we know, really? It's...
Okay, here's the deal, right? This is the thing.
Oh yeah, no wall riding.
No wall riding.
Let's go there. Oh, no wall riding.
What the fuck is wall riding?
It's a thing.
You just drop in and just smack the lip. Whoop! Drop down. Snap. Ah!
Okay, so there's no Titans in this game, firstly, and there's no wall running. Now, if you asked me what are my 2 favorite things about Titanfall, I would have said the single-player campaign and wall running, but a lot of people would have said Titans. And the reason they're not calling this Titanfall is because there's no fucking Titans in this game.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people are really already very, very pissed off
Totally.
about this because they loved that feeling of calling down a Titan, and it's just like, you press a button on a spot, you look up in the sky, and it just drops down, you're like, yeah, man, fuck. It was a good feeling, right?
You just drop in and just smack the lip. Whoop!
To not have that in this game is, I feel, disappointing. But I personally was actually really looking forward to this, despite that, because I'm like, wall running in a Battle Royale game, that's going to be fucking sick. There's no wall running in this game. The movement system in Titanfall 2 was absolutely incredible. It was one of the best movement systems in any shooting game ever. And to not have that in here is a shame. You do have some sliding.
Yeah.
And if you played Lawbreakers, actually Lawbreakers had a sliding
did,
system.
yeah. And
quite
COD
less.
also had
And
it.
Lawbreakers
Yeah, look.
was obviously a very successful game.
It was a
So,
very successful game. I'm looking forward to Lawbreakers too, everyone.
My groin!
But look, there are some games that come along, like, Metal Gear Solid 2, where it fundamentally gives you a different experience, you play as the main character. Or ODST, for instance, where they kind of take Master Chief out and they give you a new experience.
Would you say they subvert your expectations, Sam?
I don't know, what is that like a joke? I don't
It's a Star Wars thing.
know. Is it? I had no
Watch
idea.
the audience be like, "Mwah."
So, like, in those situations, it doesn't necessarily mean that, the game is not going to deliver a great experience. It's like ODST or Metal Gear Solid 2, right? So we might see that with those things taken out, it's still a really good game. We don't really know that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean by that?
That's true. Let's talk about our opinions on it at the end, but let's just
Sure.
cover the facts first,
Okay,
okay?
facts.
Monetization. It's a free-to-play game. It is going to have loot boxes. I have heard on Twitter from someone already, because we're downloading the game right now. right now. I've heard that you can get skins for weapons that are like 20 euros each.
It's like $30 Australian. I mean,
That's pretty fucking pricey.
That's like a full price game on a lot of the marketplaces on any
It's like-
console or Steam, for
It's like
God's
10
sakes.
games during a Steam sale.
Yes,
You know?
it's just crazy.
Now, look, it's a free-to-play game, so my standards on this sort of stuff really change when we talk about
course.
cosmetics in a free-to-play game.
Definitely.
I feel like they have a lot more license to charge shit. And I'd say let's just hold judgment on that monetization component until we see it in action, we learn about how long it takes to earn things, whatever else. Either way, as I said, free-to-play games, I'm always going to give them the benefit of the doubt more than saying, "Hey, it's too much."
It's
know?
a different, it's a different game entirely in terms of a free to play to a full price game in terms of what to expect, like in terms of monetization.
And we say that as two people who have been blacklisted by EA.
Yes.
So you know that we have no horse
Exactly.
in the EA Game
Exactly.
Changers
Okay.
race.
If you want to give us free copies of Anthem,
proud.
we'll say good things. Another thing is that a lot of these assets have been flipped from Titanfall 2. Now, in terms of weapons and textures and stuff like that. So look, that doesn't necessarily mean that doesn't mean it's a bad thing per se, but it's important to know, I think, for a number of things. If people are looking for a similar experience in terms of Titanfall 2, you might see a bit of that flaring up a lot because you are feeling the same rifles, or you are looking around and seeing a very similar world to Titanfall 2. Titanfall 3 is ultimately not happening, okay? We don't even know if it's ever going to happen, but it's not going to happen for at least 3 to 5 years, okay? So this is the quote that kind of, it summarizes all this. This is the game being made by the Titanfall team, Apex Legends. The Titanfall universe is continuing. It takes place in the Titanfall universe. This is the next game from the team that made Titanfall. There is no other team that makes Titanfall. That doesn't mean there never could be another team that makes Titanfall.
It's a really bad quote, firstly.
I was going to say, it just reads wrong.
really bad.
It's hard. We did 3 takes for that.
We did. What he's saying is that, guys, Titanfall 3 is not happening. Don't hold on to that dream right now. It could happen in the future, but it's not happening now. That is really, really, really heartbreaking for me,
Yeah, I think a lot of
personally.
people are going to be really
Really
excited,
sad.
especially 2017. They were definitely coming out and saying things like they're very committed to, making another Titanfall and all this kind of stuff. We don't know if they were really in development and it wasn't coming along. 2017 conveniently was around the time the Battle Royale thing started, so maybe halfway through. Wait, this is all speculation, but maybe they're like, this isn't working. Let's try a Battle Royale game. Maybe, but it's definitely a different message than what we were originally getting.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing is, Titanfall 2 single player was one of the best campaigns in a first-person shooter in a long-ass time. And I would even say it was one of the great campaigns in any first-person shooter. It was absolutely fucking incredible. If you haven't played it, go and play it. It's like, 10 hours max? But they are some of the best levels you'll play. Incredible stuff. To know this team is not going to be making another campaign is a real shame. And to know this team is not going to be applying its considerable skills to a broader multiplayer game with different modes and all new weapons and tons of different maps and new mechanics to be introduced, that really makes me very sad. And I'm not saying this, we'll talk about what we think about Apex Legends later, but I'm definitely really sad that Titanfall 3 is not coming out anytime soon. And I will say I'm a little bit sad that so much talent is being spent on a new Battle Royale game because it's not a genre that's up and coming at this point. It's hit its zenith. It's slowly cresting down.
Totally, yeah.
And I would much rather those guys have been directing their efforts to create the new next big thing rather than do a Battle Royale game.
Yeah, I think that,
I know that's a bit cynical.
when certain games come along and, they really make a mark in the industry for doing great, certain things right, and then they bring out the next game and it's like, we're kind of leaving those things by the wayside. It's like, it can be a bit shocking, especially for hardcore fans,
Big time.
So, when we are seeing no wall running or no Titans, it's a huge departure from what a lot of people would have expected. And there's a reason why we haven't heard about all these little, this up and coming game. And there was a quote that was put out by one of the developers, and it's a fucking badass
It's
quote.
one of the best quotes I've ever read.
It's one of the most transparent, awesome quotes I've ever heard. Here we go.
We're doing a free-to-play game with essentially loot boxes after we were bought by EA, and it's not Titanfall 3. It's the perfect recipe for a marketing plan to go awry, so why have that? Let's just ship the game and let players play. I mean, that's pretty fucking transparent
I was
right
gonna
there.
say, like, you know, he's thrown EA and loot boxes
And
like,
not
into the
Titanfall
first
3.
sentence.
Yeah.
No Titanfall 3, and like, you know, yeah. Some people might get pissed off at that, right? But I just think it's an awesome quote.
It's very real.
transparent. It's
Yeah.
real. It's like, it's pretty much him saying, "Why would we tell anyone about this game? Because we know you guys are probably going to just
Shit on
fucking
it.
hate on it."
He's like, we watched the Laymen.
yeah, so we're
we
just
know what
going
they're
to
gonna
give
do.
you this goddamn game.
Now, I guess the real question here is, what do we feel about Apex Legends? Now, here's the deal: we haven't played it yet. It's downloading right now.
Totally.
And I'm not going to shit all over Apex Legends and say this is a catastrophe, because Apex Legends could be a fucking fantastic Battle Royale game. It could go absolutely gangbusters for Respawn, and it could give them the money and the sort of momentum they need to go, yes, Titanfall 3 needs to happen.
Totally.
And I really hope that happens. I actually really hope this game is successful, because I want Respawn to succeed. They're a fantastic studio. I want there to be a Titanfall 3. So I'm cheering for this game, even though I'm simultaneously heartbroken that it's not Titanfall 3. Like, I'm really sad about that.
I think a lot of people are going to look at this and go, you know, I'm fucking annoyed and disappointed that I'm not getting my Titanfall 3. I'm not going to even give this game a chance, which I
Sam,
can understand
you're
that.
sounding like such an entitled gamer right now, Sam.
Where's Alec when we need him,
Where
right?
is Thick Boy?
No, but I can understand that, you know, there's been no communication at all. You know, a lot of people were expecting a new Titanfall. We haven't got it. A lot of people will be disappointed. I can totally understand that. It also looks like they're just jumping on the bandwagon of the Battle Royale. Let's make some quick cash. I get all that. At the same time, I'm going to take the stance of, let's just jump on, play this game. If it's a fantastically well-built game mechanically, you know, and it really offers something to the Battle Royale market, and it really gives Fortnite or, you know, Call of Duty Blackout a run for its money, then great. And and you're right, like, if it gives them what they need in terms of, you know, the financial backing to then really put a lot of money into the next Titanfall, then great. If we have to wait a couple of years, that, you know, a lot of people will be annoyed about that. But the bottom line is, there's obviously some serious reasons why, you know, Titanfall isn't here. It could have been that the quality just wasn't there, or it could have been they just wanted to do a cash grab. You know, EA is involved, for God's sakes. Who knows?
They looked at Radical Heights and they thought,
Yes.
hey,
They're like, that worked,
a good,
everyone.
That's a good plan.
That worked.
Cliffy B had the right idea.
Yeah, so I'm just going to jump on and have a very open mind about this and just see if it's a really well-built game, then I'm going to give it the time it deserves, you know?
I know a lot of people are going to shit all over this. I get it. I do. I personally am cheering for these guys. I want them to succeed. I'm very sad there's no Titanfall 3.
Yeah, and I think that...
Please make Titanfall 3.
Yeah, I was just going to say, and also the microtransactions, like, fuck, that's going to be the big one. I think regardless of how mechanically sound this game is, if it comes out and they're like, you want that skin? It's $400, you know? Like, fuck that then. No one's going to want to play this game. So it'll also be very telling. And if they do tweak the microtransactions and make this game fair, then, you know... great, you know, then hopefully this does really well, and EA sees that if they do microtransactions the right way and it sells well and it builds the brand, they might do that more in the future. So it could be a win-win. Who knows?
EA may do good microtransaction, guys.
Maybe. Maybe not.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the episode. Let us know. Download it. Let us know what you think in the comments below if you played the game, whatever else. This is surely going to be a news story that develops over the coming days and weeks. We will keep you updated. Laymen out.
Love you, appreciate you.
Laymen out.
Where's the pencil, guys? Where was the pencil?